So today's the first shift that I'm doing on the fixie. Haven't put the cleats on because I don't trust myself in case I forget to clip out. So it's going to be an interesting one. I went through 3 inner tubes because they just kept on popping them. I don't know. Whenever I took it into Decathlon there, the guy in Decathlon told me that the wheel might be a bit small, or it looks a bit small, and the tire's not mounting properly to the bead. So I had it out a couple of times, and like literally the tire bulged over the edge of the bead. Sorry, between the bead and the rim, and like blew spectacularly. First time I was pumping it up in the living room, and it just popped. And the next time I was cycling up around Carrick through Victoria, same again, it exploded. So I'm just tentatively trying it out. It feels weird as cycling with a fixed gear through the city. Like, I haven't been caught out, apart from whenever I try and start off and I can't kick the pedal back. But apart from that, it's not too hard. Don't know who this geezer is. What about you? Yeah. I don't know who they are. Anyway, there's GAA matches on today, so everyone's going to be half tubed and keeping it lit all night. So I'm glad I'm not working the night, but it's busy enough during the day, so I'm happy with that. I'll do the job. I'm going to fight with some traffic here, see how I get on. Oh, and also I found a frame that I'm going to buy. I want to buy today. It's a Planet X XLA aluminium, and I'm just going to build it over the next 6 months. That'd be nice. So as I was saying, it's the aluminium Planet X XLA. It's the frame, aluminium frame carbon fork setup, and it weighs about 2.2 to 2.1.5 kilos, 2.15. So I'll just save up. I'm looking for the SRAM 4 scoop set, and then a decent set of wheels that'll take like 25-inch tires. We'll probably do it. I'd like it for lap the lock, but I'll have to wait and see anyway. I don't know much about, you know, metal composites and all that stuff. So like for alloy or steel or titanium or carbon or whatever have you, I'm not, you know, I kind of know the basics. I don't know the basics. I know what I've read and what I've heard. So things like carbon's lighter than steel and aluminium's lighter than steel, but steel is stronger than carbon. But you know, so I know a bit. I know a little about a little. Anyway, so I can't remember. I read somewhere, I was watching something, and I was definitely reading something. The cyclist paradox, or the bike paradox. Okay, so three things: light, cheap, strong. Pick 2. That's it. That's the not the paradox, but that's the design. Light, cheap, or strong. So if you want something light and cheap, it's not going to be strong. If you want something, you know, strong and light, it ain't going to be cheap. So you kind of have to mix and match. Anyway, so after doing a bit of research and GCN, watching like endless GCN videos and reading reviews, the difference between carbon and aluminium, like a decent quality aluminium frame is going to have far better, if you're buying a frame and a bicycle and everything, it's going to, and all of the gear, the gubbins and that, like the wheels and, you know, group set and what have you, you're going to get a better deal by going with a good aluminium frame than you will by going with the equivalent carbon frame. You'll get far better equipment on it. Anyway, I'm not doing that. I'm just buying the frame. And whenever I listen to those guys like Simon Richardson and Dan Lloyd on GCN, they were saying, yeah, when I cycle the carbon bike and then move straight over to the aluminium bike, now they were cycling Treks, I think. whenever I move across one to the other, yeah, I feel the difference for about 5 minutes, and then after that you wouldn't notice it. Now, Simon Richardson still races cyclocross as far as I'm aware. Dan Lloyd was like a pro peloton rider up until recently. If they can only feel the difference in frames for a few minutes, then it just kind of they fall into cycling the bike, and it's no longer a big difference. There's gonna be no way that I'm gonna feel that difference. I'm gonna feel a difference if I have slightly lower pressure in the tires and wider tires, I suppose. Yeah. So spending the extra £250 on a carbon frame doesn't really make sense for someone like me. If I can get an aluminium bike with good equipment on it, a good group set that's light, then that's going to do a lot more for me than if I spend the extra money on the frame and then have to wait longer to get all the other bits and pieces. So that's what I'm going to do. That's why I went for aluminium, because I'm going to build the bike to a higher spec and it'll cost me less, because I haven't had to fork out, no pun intended, haven't had to fork out so much more for the frame that's not really going to benefit me in the long run, I guess. But like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Someone will tell me, I'm sure, but that's my idea behind it anyway. I got the Belgian blue frame, looks pretty tasty.